All right, hello everyone. Back when I made my first video, and I'm still new to this whole getting stuff out there on YouTube, but back when I made my first video, I said that I may or may not share a part of my story later on, which will then show you why I'm making the recipes and living the life that I'm living now. So, if you want to see this, great. If not, just skip past this. But anyways, I have a medical history that is long, and I'm going to make it short for you guys. But basically, it was 9 years ago this year that I got diagnosed with kidney disease. And at that time, I was stage 1. And a lot of it was from kidney stones. I have had multiple. Literally, when I got to 12 surgeries, I stopped counting. But in the last, and that was just kidney related. So in the last 9 years, I have had probably 15 to 18 surgeries in the last 9 years between lithotripsies, uteroscopies. I had a tumor removed. It was benign. I had 2 endometriosis surgeries, 2 hernia surgeries, a hernia repair surgery, and then the big one is the nephrectomy where I lost a kidney. So my belly has been through a lot. And over the course of 9 years, I went from being about a size 10, I'll just be honest, about a size 10, and being at a decent weight, probably about 10 pounds over, but nothing that doctors were worried about, to being morbidly obese. And that's where I was this summer. And when I got the morbidly obese, it was like, wow, like I cannot do this anymore. For the last 2 years, my kidney doctor, they're called nephrologists, my kidney doctor has been telling me I need to lose weight. And every year it's been like, you need to lose 20. No, you need to lose 30. You need to lose 40. And the number's gone up. And I will tell you, I've done everything under the sun. And I am not here to tell you what program is better than the other. For me, it's more about healthy living now at this point, and doing the best in what works for you. And for me, it wasn't what I was doing before. I did Weight Watchers, and the Weight Watchers got 15 pounds off, and then I stopped. And I was on it for over a year, but literally at 15 pounds, it didn't matter counting points for me. But for some people, that's great. I went to calorie counting. They were like, okay, well, let's do X amount of calories a day, and 4 times a week you need to do high impact aerobics. I lost 3 pounds in 6 months. I was like, you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? So it was just frustration after frustration. So this year, finally, the doctor's like, we got to get you under control, because here's the thing. When you're down to 1 kidney, your 1 kidney is functioning for your whole entire body. And I went from stage 1 kidney disease, then I was stage 2, and now I totter between stage 3A and stage 3B. And to explain kidney disease briefly to you guys, well, actually it's chronic kidney disease because it is a progression. There are 5 stages, but 3 is broken up into 2, so I kind of feel like there's 6. But I totter between 3A and 3B. And when I was in the morbidly obese category, I was at 3B. So things needed to get into check because there is a progression. At some point, I will be stage 4. And at some point, I will be stage 5. Stage 5 is dialysis. But the goal is somebody my age, let's not be at stage 5 for at least 20 more years. Like, let me enjoy life. Let me try to live life and try to monitor this as best as I can. And so I got referred to a diet center. And it was a totally different approach to anything and everything. And it's not a one diet fits all program. So for me, it's more low carb. I will tell you, when I do recipes, there are some keto recipes that I follow. But for me personally, the best option for me was low carb. because it is moderate fat. You don't want high fat, especially with just one kidney, or you don't want high fat, I should say, all the time. So you want to do low carb, which is moderate fat, moderate protein, versus high fat, high protein. So a little bit of differences. So you'll hear me in my videos say that this is keto, this is low carb, this is paleo, this is whole foods, this is healthy living, things like that. I try to make sure that if you are on Weight Watchers, you can do my meals because they're low points. Believe it or not, my meals are low points because of what I choose to make them out of. If you're a whole foods, it fits into your category because nothing I make is processed at all. It's all very, very clean eating, clean living, and everything is homemade, but I'm learning how to make things fast. So for me, low carb is the majority. When I share a keto recipe, I alter my day. So if I'm doing a keto dinner, which is a high fat, high protein dinner, and I will be doing one video later this week because it has been asked of me, and I didn't do the video on it, but it came out amazing. My family loves it and has asked for it again. It's going to be the lasagna. And I'm going to make homemade noodles for that, but it's not the noodles that I made for the Alfredo. It's a very different type of noodle in order to hold up to the lasagna texture. So I'm going to do that one later this week. But since I know I'm going to do that one, if I'm going to do a keto meal for a dinner, my breakfast and my lunch has a megaton of veggies in it and lower protein earlier in the day if I'm going to do higher protein at night. If I'm going to do low carb in the evening, then I just stay moderate protein, moderate fat all day long. So it's really a balance in learning what you can do. Now, when I was losing the weight, I had stages. So there were times where my food limit was very small. I didn't do any recipes on that because I was limited to like 10 foods only. Phase 2, I put up a couple recipes because things started to expand. The Mexican chicken is one of our favorites from phase 2. And now that I'm in maintenance, I am now able to eat so much more, but I just have to watch how I do it. And at the end of the day, I still have to have lived a moderate protein, a moderate fat at the end of the day. So most days I do 2 cups of veggies at lunch and 2 cups of veggies at dinner, or 2 cups of veggies at lunch, that one's a standard, 1.5 at night if I put some veggies in my breakfast. So I still end up with like 4 cups of veggies a day. And so yeah, and then your moderate protein, and you always add a healthy fat to that. Because your body does need fat. No fat, low fat diets also can make you go the wrong way, and I've learned that story then too. I actually started putting on weight with low fat because your body wants to save instead of burn it. So there's a lot there. I'm not going to go into all that. So what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to come back and talk a little bit, is I want to show you what this year has looked like for me. I'm going to pause and I'm just going to show some pictures. And I'm going to show a picture from a year ago. I was not at my heaviest yet. When I was at my heaviest, I don't think I have a picture of me at my heaviest. I think I have this picture and another picture that I did of my before and afters. Were about 10 pounds away from my heaviest. So you need to add 10 pounds to the picture I'm going to show you, because when I was at my heaviest, there was some depression there. And I had tried and I had tried. And the good thing was my doctor knew I had been trying, and then referred me on and was like, something is not working for you. And we have to figure out what works for you. This journey has been very, very real. So the first picture I'm going to show you is my almost heaviest. And it was taken in the fall of 2019. And then I'm going to show you today's photos. You'll notice by the top. The first photo is going to show you that my belly is out. I will explain more about that after you see it. And the second one, my belly is in. And I will tell you why after you see the photos. Okay, so you definitely got to see a little bit of the transformation there. Um, I, back then, didn't really feel like I looked as that much different. But when I look back then, I'm like, holy guacamole. I still wear that outfit, by the way, today because it's, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, it's LuLaRoe, it's stretchy. So now it fits me the way it's supposed to. I should almost put on that outfit and do a side-by-side of me the way it's supposed to look versus last year. And then you see today's. You'll notice in photo 1, the belly still goes out. And then in photo 2, the belly is flat. So no matter how much weight I lose, I am down the 50 pounds. They asked me to lose 45 to 50, and I actually made it all the way to 50. So I'm down 50 pounds, and now I'm into what's called maintenance, and I weigh myself once a week. And the deal is that if you see more than a 2-pound gain, I go back to what's called phase 2 eating, and that's my program. Don't worry about that for you guys. And I do that until I lose it, and I try to think, what did I do in maintenance too much of? Did I increase my portion control too much? Did I do 1 week of 2 sugary snacks instead of 1 sugary snack? Because now I'm at the point where I have 4 different carb foods a week and 1 sugary snack a week, in addition to eating low carb / keto / whole food / paleo, all that stuff, because that helps you maintain better and it helps you not fall off the wagon. And if you get invited somewhere post-COVID or whatever, and people are like, oh no, she can't eat whatever, yes, I can. That'll be my cheat night, because I am allowed to have a carb-based night and a sugary treat every once in a while. So now it's learning how to live within the world while living at home within this lifestyle. But that second picture, you saw that the belly is out. Due to all of my surgeries, I have a lot of scar tissue. And no matter how much I lose, the scar tissue is still there. So it will always show a bump. And so I currently wear shapewear so that it pushes it in. So now, if I can maintain for a year, they can go in there and remove the scar tissue from underneath and the extra fat that came along with losing the 50 pounds. It's been a struggle for me because they can actually get rid of all of my external scars too. I have a huge full stomach scar from the kidney removal. I have a lot of spots from incisions from all the various surgeries. But I've decided I don't want to get rid of those. Those tell a story. Those are my story. And each line, each cut is something that happened. So I'm spending my year contemplating whether or not I want to have the scar tissue from the inside flattened out, and then the extra fat that's tagged to it, just have that removed so I do lay flat naturally on my own, but I don't want them to remove the scars. The scars are who I am, and I'm proud of who I am, and I'm proud of everything that I've done. If you are somebody who is on a weight loss journey, is trying to live a healthier lifestyle, maybe you're not on a weight loss journey, you just want to maintain, you can do it. You can totally do it. And there's ways out there. I am a huge advocate of low carb only because it's easier to maintain than keto. And I love keto, so don't get me wrong. I know some of you guys on this page are keto. The question is, when you lose the weight and you start to add, some people add too much. And this way, in low carb, you can add and still be within your count for the day. And I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to go out with friends and not worry if somebody made brownies and I'm like, I didn't make my sugar-free brownies. I do that around the house, but if I go out, I'm gonna have a brownie. So you have to kind of learn how to maintenance this whole thing. But what I will say is, the other reason I'm making the video now is I'm 1 year with 0 surgeries, and I can't say that for at least 9 years prior. I always had 1, 2, or 3 surgeries a year. This is my first year with no surgeries, and I am back to stage 3A. I'm not going to go back to stage 2. I only have 1 kidney. That's how that goes. And it's functioning in the high 50s, 50%. So half of my 1 remaining kidney is working good. So it is something I'm going to live with for life, and I know that I'm a high risk person. So I stay inside a lot with this pandemic right now. because as we know, kidney damage is common, and I have half of one working and only one. So I'm definitely following all the safety protocols. But I'm looking forward to getting back out there. I exercise 4 to 5 times a week. 3 of them, I walk either 2, 3, or 5 miles a day. Just kind of depends on what I feel like. And then the other 2 are like Pilates with some abs and arms, just for that muscle toning and strength. Now that I'm in maintenance, I definitely want to work on getting some of that muscle tone and stuff back into me. But I'm looking forward to the next stage of my journey. I will still continue to do weekly videos, and they will all be healthy foods, and you can eat them on any diet plan. I promise you, even though it is a low carb food that I will be making, or a keto based food, even if you're on a program that I do not mention, because it is healthy food, you can incorporate it into whatever program you're using. And I just hope that my story will inspire you, that no matter what comes your way, when you see that number, when you think, I'll never get my life back, I've been through too much, you can get yourself back. You saw my 3rd photo, and I'm proud of my 3rd photo. I earned that 3rd photo, and you can do it too. So stay tuned. Next week I will be doing a keto meal. It is a lasagna, and I will be following portion control. So I will just give you a heads up now, if this is something that you're interested in learning. What I'm going to do that night is put a side salad on the meal instead of garlic bread or something on the side. There will be a side salad for all of us to eat that night, and that will help with the fiber. You got to put those pieces together too. So anyways, I hope my story inspired some of you guys, and just know that you can do it. All right, thanks.